Years ago, my brother Mblong and cousin Chu worked at this privately owned self-storage facility where people come and rent spaces to store their belongings. This establishment that they worked for offered both indoor and outdoor storage options. The outdoor storage looked like a regular garage, which allows customers to drive up directly to their unit. All the other indoor storage units are housed in a big building. It was not uncommon for people to discontinue payments and abandon their units full of stuff. When this happens, as the manager, my brother Mblong is tasked with assessing the contents of the abandoned units, then reporting back to the owner. This process helped the owner in determining whether to auction off all the items together or separate and sell exceptionally valuable items individually. One evening near closing time, Mblong and Chu were the only ones left at the main office. Mblong had 2 indoor storage units that he needed to assess that night before closing due to long overdue payments. Customers usually don't come by when it's this close to closing hours, so Mblong asked Chu to accompany him to the storage building. The movement of their bodies generated airwaves that caused the flimsy unit doors to rattle when they walked by. Their eyes searched for units 88 and 256.
Mblong, this weekend có bờ bay Minglu party hả?
I don't know, man. Cô busy chơi, cô nhìn rồi cô đã khó chơi. How about you more?
Một khi ha, mình tụi cậu tôi về North Carolina tôi nên sao có bé một sáng tụi có hết một trò party hả?
I'll have to see. Oh, here's Unit 88. Do you want to hand me that bolt cutter? More like what's on pung on. Here, hold my clipboard real quick.
Bro, lúc nào cho khi nhẹ xe. Và tớ mà bị tình trong thâu tả hả thâu.
Yeah, nó nói thì cứ mở trong quả lỡ tốt clear out chứ, chỉ mua anything worth selling.
They promptly closed the unit, locked it up with a master lock, and proceeded down the maze of identical doors that seemed to repeat endlessly.
You guess what? The next unit is một sai nó, từ完全的梦梦。
Oh shoot, for real? Well, it's probably gonna be the same as Unit 88. Go back on, cho khi nhẹ sức tía.
They turned the corner and located Unit 256. Ju helped cut the bolt this time, and they slid the door open.
Oh dang, nó là cho khổng tàu chơi.
Yeah.
There were many storage bins, boxes, and all sorts of random stuff jammed into there.
While I start looking on the left, you mind helping me look through that side just so I have a general list of what's in the room?
Ju started rummaging through the unit.
There's some blankets in this bin. This one's got some clothes. There's a bike behind those boxes of paper there. Jackpot! There's a set of rims right here. It's not new, but hay chớ.
Nice. Hey, Ju, could you bring out that thing over there in the back corner? Is it a bar stool?
Let me see. I don't know. Looks like a barrel. Oh shit. This ain't no bar stool. Này loading to phần to.
Like a funeral drum?
Yup.
Okay, just leave it there.
They spent a little more time checking things off of the evaluation list. Then they closed it up and started making their way back to the main office. Ju is usually a pretty loud guy, and he talks a lot, but he was acting out of character when they headed back. Mblong noticed that Ju kept looking back behind him, despite there being nothing. Then Ju started picking up his pace. And then he dashed ahead. Mblong got creeped out and started running too. When they got back to the office, Blong asked,
Dude, why were you running?
The heck? What you ball?
拔枪.
Dude, forget it. Let's close up. I'll tell you when we get home. I don't want to talk about it here.
Later that night,
Dude, what did you see at work earlier?
Bro, tell me you're lying. You seriously didn't see anything?
Yo, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Dude, I was already kind of paranoid after we saw that drum in Unit 256. Thought we walked along, little corner at that very first hallway. I heard someone call my name. I looked behind, but you're watching now. And I looked at you to see if you heard it too, but it didn't seem like you noticed anything. I tried to act normal, but then I started hearing footsteps running up from behind us. Go deep back one chair, boy, the shadow on the ground took behind us. I swear it was not one of ours. It was a third shadow, dude. That's why I started walking fast. And that day, that's why I started running.
Damn, that's creepy as hell. No wonder you were acting all weird. I was like, I told you去海陆里呢。哦，头。You better just something from Unit 256 叫怪。
Shit. I don't know, man. I told my dad about it, and he said that don't do that. Dude, you're supposed to take care of it. Because no more shit. Like, wait the spirit attached to them doing that. So, good need to you nữa. I feel like it's such bad omen for them to just leave it in that room abandoned, you know?
the unit was auctioned and the buyers cleared it out. Work life resumed to normal, and Blum chalked it up to Ju just being overly paranoid because he's very superstitious and traditional. Then there was one day when Blum worked a shift with his colleague Amber. She sat at the front desk and helped customers, while Blum sat away in the back room processing papers.
Hey, Blanc.
What's up, Amber?
There's a customer out there that needs a tour of our 5x5 units in the climate-controlled building. I would take him, but I'm doing a half-day today and I gotta leave soon for my doctor's appointment. Could you do me a big favor and take him, please?
Yeah, I could do that. I'm just gonna finish this up real quick and then I'll be right out. If you could let the customer know.
Thanks. He's waiting outside the front door.
Blum grabbed a copy of the building layout showing vacant units. He grabbed the master keys and then headed out to meet the prospect customer.
Hi.
Hey, mi tu có dòng món lọ.
Oh yeah, có dòng món cơ mà. Cũng về Hmong à.
Ồ, rong xe chỉ có mi tu.
Có tôi sẽ chơi cho khổ.
Yeah. Yo chỉ chế tôi sẽ chơi cho khủng đó mà.
Yeah, okay. Cho cuộc áo là bên này cũng cho có một sai.
Blum led the way and they walked toward the big storage building. Blum started navigating his way to one of the vacant units shown on his map. The Hmong man trailed behind him.
我去保险头不到都不没干的不都可以讲啊，但是嘛，就红位就空诶，鸟都红了也被狗中平呢。個動到一段 number 就俾屋企中咯，你依個個好單的，嘛個嘛應該到落紅咯。
Blum focusing on the map and his navigation.
Okay, 嘢都冇嚟咯，就俾嘢攞紅個手個鳥就俾。
As the big crash came from behind Blum, he spun around and searched for the source, only to discover that the Hmong man who had been trailing him, gone.
The heck? Did I lose him?
Blum, có mù đó tư rồi.
Following the voice, he tried backtracking to see where he lost the Hmong guy.
Blong.
He was nearing the voice, but the guy was not in sight.
Có mù rồi tiêu lò mày tu. Cú bông xong cho bè nó rồi.
As he kept following the voice, he found himself in front of Unit 256.
Blong à.
Blong.
The guy was calling from inside there.
Screw this, I'm leaving.
Every time Blong stopped and listened closely, the noise of the drum stopped too. But when he started walking again, it resumed.
Hell no, that's the drum playing.
Making it back to the main office, Blong ran to the security room to look at the footage captured on cameras. In the recordings, Blong can be seen leading the Hmong guy as they entered into the storage building. While Blong hadn't noticed and kept walking ahead, the Hmong guy suddenly stops. In the footage, the Hmong guy starts walking backwards, and then he runs out of the building, across the parking lot, into his car, and then he drives off, like he was scared of something. The eerie sensation built up as Blong realized that he was now alone at the facility. At this point, Blong couldn't tell if it was real or if it was due to paranoia, but he started hearing the water turn on and the sound of the drums echoing from inside the office bathroom. He closed the office early and got out of there. Both Blong and Ju quit together for reasons unrelated to the paranormal incidents, but to this day they still talk about it being one of the scariest encounters in their lives. Ju stuck to the theory that the funeral drum had an entity attached to it, and it was probably looking for either Blong or Ju to be its new caretaker. Blong, on the other hand, thinks that there's a spirit that roams in the storage building.
Blong